As I step into this new beginning, I ask for strength and guidance. May our love be blessed.
Before we start, please hit that like button and comment below where you're watching from. Stay until the very end of the story and let me know what you think. Your comments help this channel grow. Now, let's begin. Amara knelt on the cold marble floor of her bedroom. Her white wedding dress hung on the door behind her. In 3 hours, she would walk down the aisle. In 3 hours, she would marry Daniel. But right now, she needed to pray. "God, if this marriage is not your will," Amara whispered, "please show me a sign." Her hands shook as she pressed them together. She closed her eyes tight. The house around her buzzed with activity. Downstairs, wedding planners shouted orders. Her mother argued with the caterers. Her father checked the guest list for the 5th time. Everything was perfect. Everything was ready. So why did Amara feel this heavy weight in her chest? She had met Daniel 1 year ago at her friend's party. He was handsome, with a bright smile and kind eyes. He worked in business, he said, import and export. He traveled a lot. He made good money. Her parents loved him immediately. Her father called him a good man with a bright future. Her mother said he had respectful manners. But lately, small things felt wrong. Daniel never invited her to his house. He said he was renovating. When she asked to see it anyway, he got angry. He never introduced her to his family. He said they lived far away in Abuja, too far to visit. He always paid with cash, never cards, never bank transfers. And sometimes, late at night, his phone would ring. He would step outside to answer. When he came back, his face looked different, harder, colder. "Please, God," Amara prayed, harder now. "If Daniel is not the man he says he is, show me the truth." The room suddenly felt warmer. The air grew thick. Amara opened her eyes. The bedroom looked different, darker. The walls seemed to pulse. Her heart started racing. Then she saw them. Images flashed in front of her eyes like photographs thrown in the air. But these weren't photographs. These were visions, moving pictures, scenes from a life she didn't know. In the first vision, Daniel stood in a dark warehouse. He wore all black, his face was cold. A man knelt in front of him, begging. Daniel pulled out a gun. He shot the man in the head. Amara gasped. Her body went cold. The vision changed. Now Daniel sat in a car with 2 other men. They passed around photographs. Amara saw her own face in one photo, her father's face in another, her mother, her younger brother. "The family is wealthy, very wealthy," one man said. "And the girl trusts you completely," another laughed. Daniel smiled. It was not the smile Amara knew. This smile was evil. "She's too easy," Daniel said. "After the wedding, we'll have access to everything, the father's business accounts, the property documents, the safe in their bedroom." "When do we move?" one man asked. "1 month after the wedding, long enough that no one suspects me. Then we eliminate them, all of them, make it look like a robbery. I'll play the grieving husband. I'll inherit everything." The men laughed together. The sound made Amara's stomach turn. The vision changed again. This time, Amara saw her family home, but it was nighttime. The lights were off. She saw masked men breaking through the back door. She saw her father attacked in his study, her mother dragged from her bedroom, her brother hiding in a closet, crying. And she saw Daniel, standing in the doorway, watching, directing his men, telling them where to look, what to take, who to hurt. She saw her father's face, confused, betrayed, looking at Daniel, asking, "Why? Why?" Daniel didn't answer. He just smiled that cold smile. Then the vision showed Amara herself, older by a few weeks, sitting in a police station, crying, trying to explain that her husband was involved, but the police didn't believe her. Daniel had already built his alibi. He had witnesses. He had proof he was somewhere else that night. the perfect crime. The visions stopped suddenly. Amara found herself back in her bedroom, on the floor, breathing hard, her body covered in sweat. She looked at her hands. They were shaking violently. What had she just seen? Was it real, or was she going crazy? A knock on the door made her jump. "Amara," her mother's voice came through. "Amara, the makeup artist is here. We're running late." Amara's throat felt dry. She couldn't speak. "Amara, are you okay in there?" "Yes, Mama," Amara finally managed to say. Her voice sounded strange, small. "Give me 5 minutes." "Hurry up, everyone is waiting." Amara heard her mother's footsteps walk away. She stood up slowly. Her legs felt weak. She walked to the window and looked down at the compound below. White tents covered the lawn, chairs arranged in perfect rows, a stage for the band, tables with white cloths, flowers everywhere, hundreds of flowers. And there, standing near the entrance, talking to some guests, was Daniel. He wore a gray suit, his hair was perfectly styled. He smiled and shook hands with her uncle. He looked like the perfect groom, the perfect man. But her hands started shaking again. Was the vision real? Had God actually shown her the truth? Or was she just nervous, cold feet? Every bride gets nervous, right? Maybe she was overthinking things. Daniel had been nothing but kind to her for a whole year. He brought her flowers, he made her laugh, he held her hand during church services, he prayed before meals. Could that man really be a murderer? But the vision felt so real. The images were so clear. The sounds, the faces, the gun, her father's scared eyes. Amara's phone buzzed. A text from Daniel. "Can't wait to see you in that dress. I love you, my beautiful bride." Her stomach twisted. Those same hands that typed "I love you" are the same hands that pulled a trigger. Another knock, this time louder. "Amara, now!" Her mother sounded angry. "The makeup artist is charging us by the hour." Amara looked at herself in the mirror. Her face was pale. Her eyes looked empty. How could she walk downstairs? How could she put on makeup and smile? How could she walk down that aisle? But if she stopped the wedding now, what would happen? 300 guests were already sitting outside. The food was cooked, the band was set up. Her parents had spent millions of naira. Her father had invited all his business partners. Her mother had invited everyone from church. If Amara called off the wedding, everyone would ask why. What would she say? "I had a vision?" They would think she was crazy. They would think she was disrespecting Daniel. They would be so ashamed. And what if the vision was wrong? What if it was just her imagination? Then she would ruin her life over nothing. She would lose Daniel, she would lose her reputation, she would break her parents' hearts. But what if the vision was right? What if God really did show her the truth? Then walking down that aisle meant walking towards death, her family's death. The doorknob turned. Her mother walked in without waiting. She stopped when she saw Amara's face. "Amara, what's wrong? You look terrible." "Mama, Amara's voice cracked. "I need to tell you something." Her mother came closer. She touched her forehead. "Are you sick? Do you have fever?" "No, Mama, it's about Daniel." Her face changed. She looked worried now. "What about Daniel? Did you two fight?" "No, Mama, please listen. I prayed this morning. I asked God for a sign, and I saw things, bad things about Daniel." Her expression shifted from worry to confusion. "You saw things? What things?" "A vision, Mama. God showed me a vision. Daniel is not who he says he is. He's dangerous. He's planning to..." Her mother held up her hand. "Stop this right now." "But Mama..." "Amara, listen to me." Her voice was firm. "Every bride gets nervous. This is normal. You're scared because marriage is a big step, but you cannot let fear control you." "This isn't fear, Mama. This is... You've been fasting too much. You haven't eaten properly in days. You're probably dehydrated. That's why you're seeing things, visions." She laughed, but it sounded forced. "Amara, God doesn't work like that. You're just stressed." Please, Mama, something is very wrong. I can feel it. Her mother's face hardened. Amara Chioma Okafor, 300 people are sitting outside. Your father has spent over 15 million naira on this wedding. Daniel's family traveled from Abuja. The governor is here. The pastor is ready. Everything is perfect. But Mama, if Daniel is... Enough, her voice rose. I don't want to hear any more of this nonsense. You will get dressed, you will put on your makeup, you will smile, and you will marry that wonderful man downstairs. Do you understand me? Tears filled Amara's eyes. Mama, please, just listen. We don't have time for this drama. Now sit down and let the makeup artist do her work. Her mother walked to the door. Before leaving, she turned back. Her face was softer now, but her words were still hard. Amara, don't ruin your life because of some silly imagination. Daniel is a good man. He loves you. This is just wedding nerves. Trust me. In 1 hour, when you see him standing at that altar, all these foolish thoughts will disappear. The door closed.
Amara tried to stay still, but her body wanted to run. Every muscle was tense. Every nerve was on fire. Through the window, she could hear music starting outside. The band was warming up. Guests were laughing. Someone was testing the microphone. Test, test. Can everyone hear me? Good, good. Time was moving too fast. Joy finished the makeup. She stepped back to admire her work. Perfect. Now for your hair. Another woman entered, the hairstylist. She carried combs and pins and hairspray. The two women worked on Amara like she was a doll. They talked to each other. They talked about other weddings. They talked about the food downstairs. They talked about Daniel. That man loves her, the hairstylist said. You can see it in his eyes. The way he looks at her, that's real love. Amara's stomach turned again. Was it real love, or was it all acting, a performance to gain her trust? Her phone buzzed. Another text from Daniel. 1 hour, my love, then you'll be mine forever. Forever. That word made her blood run cold. The hairstylist finished. Both women stepped back. Beautiful, they said together. Amara looked at herself in the mirror. She did look beautiful. The makeup was perfect. Her hair was perfect. She looked exactly like a bride should look. But inside, she felt like she was dying. Time for the dress, Joy said excitedly. Both women helped Amara stand. They lifted the wedding dress off the door. It was heavy, white silk and lace, thousands of tiny beads. It cost 2 million naira. They slipped it over Amara's head carefully. They zipped up the back. They adjusted the train. Oh my God, Joy whispered. You look like an angel. The hairstylist started crying. So beautiful. Your husband will cry when he sees you. Another knock on the door. This time it was Amara's younger brother, Chidi. He was 16 years old. Amara, they sent me to... He stopped when he saw her. His eyes went wide. Wow, you look... Wow. Thanks, Chidi, Amara said softly. Everyone is ready downstairs. Dad says it's time. Amara's heart started pounding harder. Joy and the hairstylist gathered their things. We'll see you downstairs, they said, and left. Now it was just Amara and Chidi, her little brother, the one she protected when he was bullied in school, the one she helped with homework, the one she loved more than anything. In the vision, she had seen him hiding in a closet, crying, scared. Chidi, Amara said suddenly, do you like Daniel? Chidi looked surprised by the question. Daniel? Yeah, he's cool. Why? Does he seem honest to you? Chidi shrugged. I guess. I mean, I don't know him that well. He's always traveling, but he seems nice. You've never thought something was strange about him? Chidi tilted his head. Strange how? Amara wanted to tell him everything. She wanted to warn him, but what could she say? Her own mother didn't believe her. Why would Chidi? Never mind, Amara said. I'm just nervous. That's normal. Chidi said. He walked closer and hugged her carefully, trying not to ruin the dress. "You're going to be fine. Daniel loves you and will always be here for you." Tears filled Amara's eyes. What if they wouldn't always be here? What if the vision came true? What if in 1 month her whole family was gone? "Chidi," Amara said whispered, "if something ever happens to me, promise me you'll take care of yourself. Be smart, be careful." Chidi pulled back and looked at her strangely. "What? Nothing is going to happen to you. Stop being weird." Before Amara could respond, the door opened again. This time it was Amara's younger father, Chief Okafor. He was a big man, tall and strong. He wore an expensive agbada with gold embroidery. His face was proud. "My daughter," his voice thick with emotion, "you look beautiful." He walked to her and took both her hands. "I remember when you were born, 26 years ago. I held you in my arms and I promised God I would give you the best life, the best education, the best everything." Amara's throat felt tight. "And now," her father continued, "I'm giving you to a good man, a man who will protect you, a man who will provide for you. Daniel is a blessing." A blessing or a curse? "Papa," Amara said carefully, what if I'm not ready?" Her father frowned. "Not ready? Amara, you've been planning this wedding for 6 months." "I know, but—" "Are you having second thoughts?" Her father's voice grew serious. "Talk to me. What's wrong?" This was her chance. She could tell him. She could explain the vision. Maybe he would believe her. Maybe he would investigate Daniel. Maybe he would stop the wedding. But her father looked so happy, so proud. He had invited everyone important in Lagos to this wedding. The governor, the senator, all his business partners. This wedding was not just about Amara and Daniel, it was about family reputation, business connections, social status. If she called it off now, her father would be humiliated in front of everyone. "Amara," her father pressed, "tell me what's wrong." She looked into his eyes, her strong, proud father, the man who gave her everything, the man who worked so hard to build his business, the man who loved his family more than anything. In the vision, she had seen his face when he realized Daniel betrayed him, the confusion, the pain, the fear. Could she really let that happen? "Papa," she started carefully, "this morning I prayed and I saw—" "Chief," someone called from the hallway. It was one of her father's business partners. "Chief Okafor, the pastor is ready. Everyone is waiting." Her father turned toward the door, then back to Amara. "We have to go," he said. "Whatever you need to say, we can talk about it later. Right now, 300 people are waiting for you." "But Papa, please." "Amara," his voice was firm now, "I know you're nervous, but this is not the time. Daniel is a good man. I've investigated him thoroughly. I've checked his background, his business, everything. He's clean. He's perfect for you." Investigated? Her father thought he had investigated Daniel, but the vision showed things her father would never find through normal investigation. Secret things, hidden things. "Papa, what if your investigation missed something?" Her father looked offended. "Missed something? Amara, you think I would let my daughter marry a man I haven't thoroughly checked? I know everything about Daniel." "But what if—" "Enough." Her patience was running out. "We go now. Chidi, get the veil." Chidi picked up the long white veil and brought it to Amara. He placed it on her head carefully. Her father offered his arm. "Come, let's not keep your husband waiting." Amara took her father's arm. Her legs felt like water. Her heart pounded so hard she thought everyone could hear it. They walked out of the bedroom, down the hallway, toward the stairs. At the top of the stairs, Amara could see down into the compound, the white tents, the rows of chairs full of guests, the flowers, the decorated stage. And there, at the front, standing by the pastor, was Daniel. He wore a black tuxedo.
He looked handsome, he smiled, but even from this distance, Amara felt something cold from him. The band started playing, the wedding march. Everyone stood up. "Ready?" her father whispered. No, she was not ready. She would never be ready, but her feet started moving anyway. 1 step, 2 steps, down the stairs. Her mother waited at the bottom. She had tears in her eyes, happy tears. "My beautiful girl," she whispered and kissed Amara's cheek. They walked outside, into the bright sunlight. The guests turned to look. Women gasped, men smiled, cameras flashed. Amara walked down the white carpet between the chairs. Her father held her arm tight, too tight, like he was afraid she might run. Maybe she should run. Her mind screamed at her, "Run, run, now, get away!" But her body kept walking forward, towards Daniel, towards the altar, towards her future, or towards her death. She saw faces in the crowd, her aunts, her uncles, her cousins, her father's business friends, her mother's church members, everyone smiling, everyone happy. If she ran now, what would they think? What would they say? They passed the 5th row, then the 10th row, getting closer to the front. Daniel's eyes never left her face. He smiled, that perfect smile, but Amara remembered the other smile, the cold one from the vision, the evil one. Were they the same person? Was the man standing at that altar really a killer? 3 rows away, 2 rows. Amara's breathing became shallow. She felt dizzy. The sun felt too hot. The dress felt too heavy. 1 more row. Then they reached the front. Her father stopped. He turned to Amara. He lifted her veil and kissed her forehead. "I love you," he whispered. "Be happy." He placed her hand in Daniel's hand.
She opened her mouth, but no words came out. Everyone waited. The pastor looked around. 5 seconds passed. 10 seconds. "Very well," the pastor said. "Let us continue." Amara had missed her chance. The pastor started reading scripture, something about love, about commitment, about trust, about faith. Amara barely heard the words. Her mind was far away, thinking, deciding, fighting. Then something happened. Daniel's phone buzzed in his pocket. Amara felt it. She was standing so close to him. He tried to ignore it, but it buzzed again and again. Someone was calling him during his wedding ceremony. Daniel's jaw tightened. His smile flickered for just a second. Then it came back. But Amara saw that flicker, that moment of anger, that flash of something cold. The phone kept buzzing. "Sorry," Daniel whispered to the pastor. "Emergency, 1 moment." He pulled out his phone and glanced at the screen. His face changed, just for a second. A look of annoyance, maybe fear. He silenced the phone and put it back. "Continue," he said to the pastor, smiling again. But Amara's heart was pounding. Who was calling Daniel during his wedding? What kind of emergency couldn't wait? Unless it wasn't an emergency. Unless it was his criminal partners, wondering why he wasn't answering, needing to discuss their plans. The pastor continued, "Daniel, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?" "I do," Daniel said firmly. "To have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part." "Until death." "I do," Daniel repeated. The pastor turned to Amara. "Amara, do you take this man?" Suddenly there was a commotion at the back of the venue. Everyone turned. A man in a police uniform was walking quickly down the aisle. Behind him were 2 more officers. The guests started murmuring. What was happening? The lead officer reached the altar. He looked at Daniel, then at Awara, then at Chief Okafor. "I'm sorry to interrupt," officer said loudly, "but I need to speak with Mr. Daniel Okonkwo immediately. It's urgent." The entire wedding venue went silent. 300 guests stared at the police officers. Nobody moved, nobody breathed. Daniel's jaw tightened. His smile flickered for just a second.
Then it came back. But Amara saw that flicker, that moment of anger, that flash of something cold. The phone kept buzzing. "Officers," Daniel said, forcing a smile back onto his face. "This is my wedding. Whatever this is can surely wait until—" "No, sir," the officer interrupted. "It cannot wait. We need to speak with you now, in private." Chief Okafor stepped forward. "What is the meaning of this? This is a private ceremony. You can't just—" "Chief Okafor, I apologize, but this is a matter of national security. We have a warrant." He pulled out a folded paper from his pocket. Daniel's hand tightened around Amara's. His grip hurt. She tried to pull away, but he held on. "A warrant?" Daniel's voice was still calm, but Amara heard the edge in it. "For what? There must be some mistake." "There's no mistake, Mr. Okonkwo. Or should I call you by your real name? Victor Obi." Gasps filled the air. Guests started whispering loudly. Cameras flashed. People stood up to see better. "Victor Obi?" Chief Okafor's voice boomed. "Who is Victor Obi?" Daniel, or Victor, let go of Amara's hand. He took a step back. "I don't know what you're talking about. My name is Daniel Okonkwo. Check my ID. Check my passport. There's been a terrible mistake." "Oh, we checked everything," the officer said. "We've been investigating you for 3 months. Your real name is Victor Obi. You're wanted in connection with 5 murders across Nigeria. You target wealthy families, you gain their trust through romance or business, then you rob them and eliminate witnesses." The crowd exploded. Everyone started talking at once. Women screamed. Men shouted. Chief Okafor grabbed Daniel's arm. "What is he saying? Daniel, tell them this is wrong." But Daniel wasn't looking at Chief Okafor. He was looking at Amara, and his eyes were completely cold now, empty, like a snake's eyes. "You," Daniel said quietly. Only Amara heard him. "You did this. You called them." Amara shook her head. "I swear I didn't." "Liar," Daniel hissed. "You've been suspicious all week. You must have investigated me. You must have found something." But that wasn't true. Amara hadn't investigated anything. She had only prayed, and God had shown her the truth. "Sir, come with us quietly," the officer said, moving closer to Daniel. "Don't make this harder." Daniel looked around. 3 officers, 300 guests, no escape. Then his hand moved to his jacket, fast. "Gun!" someone screamed. Everything happened so fast. Daniel pulled out a small black pistol from inside his tuxedo. The guests screamed and ran. Chairs fell over. People pushed each other, trying to get away. Chief Okafor pulled Amara behind him, protecting her by his body. "Nobody move," Daniel shouted, pointing the gun at the officers. "Everyone stay where you are." The 3 officers pulled out their own guns, aiming at Daniel. "Put the weapon down," the lead officer commanded. "You're surrounded. There's no way out." "There's always a way out," Daniel said. His voice was different now, rougher. The fake accent was gone. This was his real voice, the voice of a criminal, a killer. He grabbed Amara's mother, who stood frozen nearby. He pulled her in front of him, pressing the gun to her head. "Mama!" Amara screamed. "Quiet," Daniel yelled. "Everyone shut up." Amara's mother's eyes were wide with terror. Tears ran down her face. "Please, let her go," Chief Okafor said. His voice shook with rage. "Let my wife go, or I swear—" "You'll what?" Daniel laughed. It was an ugly sound. "You'll do nothing, Chief, because if anyone comes closer, I'll kill her, then I'll kill your daughter, then I'll kill anyone else I can before they take me down." The officers kept their guns pointed at Daniel, but they didn't move closer. Too dangerous. He could kill Amara's mother before they could shoot. "How did you find me?" Daniel asked the officers. "I've been so careful. Perfect papers, perfect background. How?" The lead officer hesitated, then answered. "We got an anonymous tip 3 days ago. Someone called our hotline, said a man named Daniel Okonkwo was really Victor Obi, said you were planning a robbery and murder at this address. We investigated. Everything checked out. You've been running this con for 5 years."
3 days ago. Amara's mind raced. 3 days ago was when she started feeling strange about Daniel, when the doubts began, when she started praying more. Had God somehow arranged for someone else to discover the truth? Or was it pure coincidence? "Who called?" Daniel demanded. "Give me a name." "Anonymous means anonymous," the officer said. "We don't know who. A man, that's all." Daniel's face twisted with rage. A man, one of my partners, someone betrayed me. He pressed the gun harder against Amara's mother. Her head whimpered. "Please," Amara said, stepping forward. "Please don't hurt her. This isn't her fault. None of this is her fault." Daniel looked at Amara. For a moment, something flickered in his eyes. Something almost human. "I did love you," he said quietly. "At first, it was fake, part of the plan. But then, you were so kind, so pure, so trusting. I almost couldn't go through with it." "Then don't," Amara said. Tears streamed down her face. "Daniel, or Victor, whoever you are, you can still choose to stop. You can still do the right thing. Let my mother go. Turn yourself in. It's not too late." Daniel laughed bitterly. "It's been too late for me since I was 16, since my father was killed by rich men like your father, men who thought they were better than us, men who took everything and left us with nothing." "That's not true," Amara said. "My father never hurt anyone. He built his business honestly." "There's no such thing as honest wealth in this country," Daniel spat. "Every rich man in Nigeria has blood on their hands. I'm just balancing the scales." "By killing innocent people?" Amara asked. "By destroying families? That's not justice. That's just revenge." "Call it what you will," Daniel said. "I've lived this life too long to change now." He started backing away, dragging Amara's mother with him, moving towards the side exit. "Let me leave," Daniel said to the officers. "Let me get to my car. Once I'm gone, I'll release her somewhere safe." "You know we can't do that," the lead officer said. "Then she dies here," Daniel said coldly. "No!" Chidi's voice rang out. Amara's little brother ran from the crowd. "Chidi, stop!" Amara screamed. But Chidi didn't stop. He was crying, running towards Daniel. "Let my mother go! Take me instead! Take me!" "Chidi, no!" Chief Okafor tried to grab him, but Chidi was too fast. Daniel swung the gun towards Chidi. Everything seemed to move in slow motion. Amara screamed. Chief Okafor lunged forward. The officers shouted. Then, from somewhere in the chaos, another gunshot rang out, but it didn't come from Daniel's gun. One of the officers had taken the shot, a clean shot to Daniel's shoulder, the arm holding the gun. Daniel's gun flew from his hand. He stumbled back, grabbing his shoulder. Blood seeped through his white shirt. Amara's mother broke free and ran. Chief Okafor caught her. Chidi grabbed them both. The 3 officers rushed forward. They tackled Daniel to the ground. They put handcuffs on him. "It's over," the lead officer said. "Victor Obi, you're under arrest for murder, conspiracy to commit murder, armed robbery, and fraud." Daniel, Victor, lay on the ground. Blood pooled around his shoulder. He looked up at Amara one last time. "You were my biggest con," he said, "but also my biggest mistake. I should have killed you first." The officers dragged him away. 2 more police cars had arrived. Paramedics came to treat his shoulder before they took him to jail. The wedding venue was destroyed, chairs everywhere, flowers trampled, guests crying and talking and recording videos on their phones. Amara stood frozen. Her white dress felt heavy. Her makeup was ruined from tears. Her whole body shook. Her mother ran to her and wrapped her in a tight hug. My baby, thank God you're safe." Chidi hugged her too. "Amara, I was so scared." Chief Okafor joined them, his strong arms wrapped around his whole family. "How?" he kept asking. "How did I not see? I investigated him. How did I miss this?"
The lead police officer approached them. "Chief Okafor, we'll need statements from all of you, but you should know your daughter is very lucky. We've been tracking Victor Obi for years. He's killed at least 5 people that we know of, maybe more. His pattern is always the same. Romance, marriage, then murder the whole family within a month, make it look like a robbery, disappear with their money." Amara's legs gave out. Her father caught her. 5 families? Her mother whispered. He killed 5 families? "That we can prove," the officer said. "There may be others." "And we were going to be number 6, Chief Okafor said quietly. Amara looked up at the sky. The sun was bright. White clouds drifted past. Birds sang in the trees. This morning, she had knelt on her bedroom floor. She had prayed for guidance. She had asked God for a sign. And God had answered. Not with words, not with a feeling, but with a vision so powerful, so clear, that even though she doubted it, even though she almost ignored it, the truth still came out. "Amara," her father said softly, "this morning you tried to tell me something. What was it?" Amara looked at her father, then at her mother, then at Chidi. "I prayed," she said simply. "I asked God to show me if this marriage was wrong, and He showed me. He showed me everything, who Daniel really was, what he planned to do to us. I saw it all in a vision." Her mother's hand flew to her mouth. "A vision? The vision you tried to tell me about?" Amara nodded. "You said I was just stressed, that I was imagining things, and I almost believed you. I almost walked down that aisle believing I was crazy." Her father's eyes filled with tears. "You tried to warn us, and we didn't listen." "I almost didn't listen to God either," Amara admitted. "I almost married him anyway, because I was scared. Scared of what people would think, scared of being wrong, scared of embarrassing the family. But God protected us anyway," her mother whispered. "Even when we didn't believe, even when we didn't listen. He sent those police. He stopped the wedding." The officer cleared his throat. "About that anonymous tip, we may never know who called, but whoever it was saved your lives. They gave us just enough information to investigate and confirm Victor's real identity." Amara knew who it was. Deep in her heart, she knew. It wasn't a person at all. God had sent that vision to her, and when she was too scared to act, when her family wouldn't listen, God had found another way. Maybe through an angel, maybe through a miracle, maybe through someone who saw something suspicious. It didn't matter how. What mattered was that God had kept his promise. He had answered her prayer. He had protected her family. Later that evening, after giving statements to the police, after the guests had all gone home, after the wedding venue was cleaned up, Amara sat in her bedroom. She still wore the wedding dress. She hadn't had the energy to change. There was a knock on the door. Her father entered. "May I sit?" he asked. Amara nodded. He sat beside her on the bed. "I owe you an apology, a big one. You came to me this morning, you tried to warn me, and I dismissed you. I didn't listen." "You didn't know, Papa." "I should have known," her father said. "I should have listened. You've never been a foolish girl. You've never been dramatic. If you said you saw something, I should have taken it seriously." They sat in silence for a moment. "I've been thinking," her father continued, "about how much I focus on reputation, on image, on what people think. I was so worried about disappointing 300 guests that I almost let my daughter marry a murderer." "Papa," "No, let me finish." He took her hand. "Today taught me something important. It's not about what the world thinks. It's about what's right. It's about listening to God and listening to the people we love when they're trying to warn us." Tears rolled down Amara's face. "I was so scared, Papa, so scared that I was wrong, that I was crazy, that I would ruin everything." "But you weren't wrong," her father said. "God spoke to you, and even though we didn't listen, He made sure the truth came out. That's how much He loves us." He pulled her into a hug. Amara cried on her father's shoulder. All the fear, all the stress, all the terror of the day came pouring out. When she finally stopped crying, her father pulled back and looked at her seriously. "Amara, I have something to tell you. The police found evidence in Daniel's, Victor's car. He had detailed plans, floor plans of our house, information about our security system, names of everyone in the family. He even had fake documents ready to transfer property into his name after we were all dead. Amara shivered. They said if the wedding had happened, we would all be dead within 3 weeks. He had already arranged for 2 other criminals to help him. They found text messages, plans, everything. The vision showed me 1 month, Amara whispered. God showed me exactly what would have happened. Her father nodded. God saved us, all of us, because you were brave enough to pray, brave enough to ask for the truth. Even if you were scared to act on it, you opened the door for God to work. What happens now with Daniel, Victor? He'll go to prison for a very long time, her father said. The police have evidence connecting him to multiple murders. He'll never hurt anyone again. Amara felt relieved and sad and confused. So many emotions at once. I really thought I loved him, she admitted. For a whole year I believed everything he said. How did I not see the truth? Because he was very good at lying, her father said. He fooled all of us, even me, and I've been doing business in Lagos for 30 years. These kinds of criminals are professionals. They know how to act, how to blend in, how to make people trust them. But God saw through him, Amara said. Yes, her father agreed. God saw through him. They sat together a while longer. Then her father stood to leave. Get some rest, he said. Tomorrow will be a hard day, a hard day. The story will be in all the newspapers. Everyone will talk, but we'll face it together, as a family. After he left, Amara finally changed out of the wedding dress. She hung it in the closet. She would never wear it again. Maybe she would give it away, or burn it. She hadn't decided yet. She knelt beside her bed, the same way she had knelt that morning. Thank you, she prayed. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for protecting my family. Thank you for showing me the truth, even when it was scary. Thank you for not letting me marry a monster. Thank you, God. Thank you. She prayed for a long time, thanking God, asking for healing, asking for wisdom to move forward. When she finally climbed into bed, she felt different, lighter, free. Yes, her wedding was destroyed. Yes, everyone will talk about this for years. Yes, she would have to heal from being deceived and betrayed, but she was alive. Her family was alive. They were safe. And she had learned the most important lesson of her life. When God speaks, listen. Even when it's hard, even when it's scary, even when no one believes you. Because God's warnings are always for protection, His voice is always for good, and His truth is always worth trusting. Amara closed her eyes. For the first time in weeks, she felt peace. God had saved her, God had protected her, and God would continue to guide her into whatever future He had planned. A future without Daniel, a future without lies, a future where she would be more careful, more prayerful, more willing to listen to that still, small voice that warns us when danger is near. The divine warning had come, and thank God Amara had received it. The end. Thank you so much for staying until the end. What did you think of Amara's story? Have you ever received a warning from God about something or someone? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and let me know where you're watching from. Your support means everything and helps this channel reach more people with powerful stories like this one. God bless you all.